Hey folks, Sid Smith here with Daily Hypervisor, and today we're going to be talking about a new feature in Firefly called Workflows. Workflows gives you the ability to inject Firefly as a step in your CI pipeline. So let's dig in and take a look at what it can do for you. So we'll leverage an IAM role for this example. But of course, as you'll see, this applies to any codified resource, and it also applies whether you're codifying that resource using Firefly or just checking code into your repo. So in this example, we're going to open a PR request. The PR request is going to kick off an action in my Git repo in GitHub that is going to go and do the initial plan, and then ultimately after I approve the PR, it's going to do the apply, and we'll look at where Firefly fits into that picture, because the really nice thing about this Workflows feature is it's going to give you insights and visibility into what's happening during that part of your process without needing to do any changes really to the CI pipeline you're using today. The really nice thing is the folks at Firefly have created an easy button, so if you need an example to stand up a new pipeline with all of these things as I'm showing here, or you want to inject it into an existing pipeline, they provide all the instructions to do so. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go and select this IAM role that I want to codify and get under the management of infrastructure as code, and I'm going to choose codify. Because I want to take this existing resource and get it under the management and then have some code that I can use to manage this resource going forward, I'm just going to use explicit values, and I'm going to add the import blocks. There's many of other options. We will cover these in a lot more details in another video. Now I'm going to go down here and I'm going to create a pull request. When I want to create a pull request, I have my choice of VCS integrations if I have multiples, which repo within that VCS, and then the branch that I want to place it in. So I'm going to give my file a name. So once I'm ready, I can go ahead and say create, and Firefly will go ahead and check that code in, create the pull request, and then what's really handy is provide you a link to jump over and have a look at that request. So here I can see my pull request. Here's the code that was checked in, and if I go back, I can see that the check is running, and that check is part of that Git action or that workflow, and it's going to go and do that Terraform plan. And then we can see this step here where it says Firefly post plan. And what that's going to do is ship the plan out back to Firefly so that you can gain visibility into what's going to occur. And so if I look here, I have this IAM resource that's being codified, and I can drill in and get some more information about it. It is a resource that's being imported. So here is the IAM role resource. I can look at the resource plan for that resource, and if there was any cost or policy violations associated with it from a governance perspective, I'd get visibility into those as well. This is a great feature, especially for organizations that have folks approving PR requests that maybe aren't super familiar with Terraform, or even organizations that are. It's a very nice and concise way to view the changes that are going to occur if I approve this PR request. So if I go back to my PR and I go ahead and decide I want to merge it, I can merge that pull request, confirm that merge, and now that's going to go ahead and again kick off that Git action to go ahead and merge that pull request, but this time it's going to do the apply. So if I go in and look at the run of this workflow, we can see it's just getting started. But ultimately, once it gets to the apply, just like we saw on the Terraform plan component, where it's going to create that plan out and ship that over to Firefly in a separate step, we're going to see that same thing happen here. So we see the Terraform apply, we see the Firefly post apply. If we jump back over to Firefly, I'm just going to go ahead and close this, and we'll just jump screens to refresh that. We can see it's now showing as applied, and we can see the outcome of that apply right here in the Firefly interface. We can always go back and look at the plan as well as the code that was used in this example. So here we can see the Terraform code. What's also really nice is if there was already code in the repo and we're making modifications modifications or changes to it, you would see those differences here in what's changing from the current state of the resource in the Terraform state file to what it's ultimately going to become after this apply. And if we go and take a look at maybe even a different set of resources that we're going to be modified, here's one where we're actually modifying a resource and importing for. So whether you're changing, you're importing, you're deleting, or creating, very easy to identify what is occurring with each of those different resources. If we look here, this one actually has some policy violations associated with it, but no cost changes. And I can see here, this one has a medium policy violation. I can come in, take a look. There's actually a medium and a low. What those violations are, get the description, as well as view the part of the code that contains that violation. We can see that here as well. And if there was any cost impact, those are called out on the resources as well. Here's one with a cost change. We can see this particular plan has one to be created. It also has a high policy violation and comes with a cost of $35.15 a month. I can drill in, look at the resource plan, look at the cost analysis for the plan, as well as, again, identify those policy violations. So this is one of those features that you'll see a lot more of in upcoming videos because, well, we're going to be codifying different resources of different types across different clouds as we move forward. And the Workflows feature is really where we're going to go to get the visibility we need to understand what those changes are for the code that we're generating. Hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.